It's tote bag time. Today I'm going to be attempting to make my first tote bag. I'm going to add in a zipper as well. I'll be using some leftover pink canvas material that I used on my boot protectors that I made for the farm. I also bought this cool olive green detailing, which I'll put on there. I think it could look quite good, but we'll see. If you would like to see how I go making this pink/olive green tote bag, then stick around. To create my tote bag, I just need to cut out a series of rectangles. So I have multiple rectangles. I've listed down all of the sizes on the left. I'll make sure I list them in the description as well, in case you want to make the exact same tote bag. So now I need to trace out all of my rectangles onto my leftover waterproof canvas material that I used on my pair of boot protectors and get started. And now I have all my pieces of material cut out, including my olive green bands. Now I am cutting out my piece of board. It's from a roll, so it might be kind of hard. Oh, God, this stuff is so thick. Right, I'm gonna need different scissors. I'm now going to glue down 1 centimeter of my strapping and then fold it over so that it's ready to be stitched on to the front and back panels of my tote bag. I would normally just press this with an iron and then stitch it, but because of the plastic waterproofing on the inside, I'm worried that it will melt. Okay, so now I'm sticking down my straps and then also the olive green straps. With the pink strap, they have the same 4 centimeter seam allowance as the front and back panels, so they will be just on the baseline here. Because I could only get offcuts of the olive green straps, they will be a bit random in terms of their placing. So the olive green ones are going to be 12 centimeters from the left and from the right, and the pink straps will be 16.5 from the left and from the right. And then I will be sticking those 6 centimeters from the top. Now I'm going to be sticking down my straps, so sticking down the pink straps first and then sticking down my olive green straps. So I'm just marking up where I need my glue to go. Because it's a bonding glue, it means that the glue has to be on both sides of whatever you're sticking together, otherwise it won't stick if you only put it on one side, unless you really lather it. Alright, after a little bit of trouble, I have managed to stick my olive green straps onto my pink canvas front panel and back panel. It's kind of coming up a little bit, like it's folding up, so I think I might have to stick some of my board onto the back of this and just sort of do 2 panels on each front and back piece, just to make sure that it stays straight and doesn't sort of make the bag sit weirdly when it's all sewn together. Now I'm just cutting some leftover pieces of the canvas material to cover the pieces of board that I'm going to use to keep the olive green bands from bending. I'm going to glue my panels that I just covered onto my front and back panels now. Next up, I need to sew my front and back panels to my base panel. Okay, I've attached my front and back panels to my base panel. Now I'm going to attach my 2 side panels. Next, I'm pinning up and sewing my cover for the board. So I'll sew up 3 sides, flip it inside out and insert my board, and then I'll either hand stitch or glue the last side. Okay, I'm adding on my zipper, so I've decided that instead of sewing it onto the top, because I definitely don't want to see any thread, because I haven't shown any thread on the rest of the bag, I'm going to just mark up the seam allowance. So I need to fold it over so that it's 2 centimeters. So I'm marking up 4 centimeters for the center, so I'll do that on the 2 center sections. I'll then attach the zipper onto the 2 pieces and attach the 2 pieces onto the rest of the bag. Alright, next I need to glue down my 4 centimeter seam allowance all around my top edge. So again, I decided not to stitch this because I don't really want to see any stitching on this bag. next step is to glue down my zipper. So I'm just gluing 4 centimeters down all around the top edge, and then 4 centimeters on the face of the top 2 panels that include the zipper. The paper's tearing when I try to cut it, even though I double laid it. Maybe it's because the glue I stuck it together with isn't dry yet. So I'm going to try and just duct tape over the top and see if it gives it a little bit more rigidity. All right. It's ready to be painted on. I'm going to let the first coat dry and then I'll do a second coat.